This morning on the Vodkast, I'm going to let you in on a little inside secret, a little behind-the-scenes information you may not know about. You know how I'm always pointing to videos or pointing to things on the screen for you to look at? You know how I remember how to do that? Because it's reversed for me, so it flips. I'm going to show you. A disco. A disco. Greetings and welcome back to another Fire Brewed episode of the Vodkast. I'm your host, as always, Jason Oliveira. With us today is the Sprecher, yes, I believe it's pronounced Sprecher, Fire Brewed root beer, made with real honey. You guys may not know this about me. I love root beer. I don't drink a lot of it because of the whole sugar aspect. He's back there, isn't he? Yeah, I thought so. Anywho, I saw this at the store. It was actually on clearance. The first time I saw it, I almost grabbed it. I said, I want to review that. I really love root beer. I should start doing root beer reviews. So maybe we'll start doing root beer reviews. But this one, it really just jumped out to me. There's a lot of features on this that don't scream root beer to me, like honey. I don't really think of honey when I think of root beer, unless it's replacing maybe the sugar. Maybe that'd be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And then fire brewed. What the hell is a fire brewed soda? What does that mean? Is it like in a, like a giant, the pot, the iron, the cast iron pot? Did they boil it that way or something? I don't understand how do you fire brew soda? I can see fire roasting something, but fire brewing, I mean, I guess it's just a heat element you're using. Maybe that's the whole. My assumption is that this is some kind of a German product, or at least intends to make you believe it's a German product. Where is this made? Sprecher Brewing Company, made in Glendale, Wisconsin. So it's just kind of maybe it's a German family. Let's go with that. Let's bust into this and see what we think. Let's see if I get a nice pop and a fizz here. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. That was a real letdown. Maybe it muffled it. Maybe this worked like a silencer for a gun. I don't know. Let's smell it, see if we can smell anything. Oh, yeah, that smells like root beer. I found these roots in the woods once at Boyden Park in Taunton, Massachusetts, and I dug them up and I chewed on them, and they tasted like spearmint. This smell kind of reminds me of that. Let's give it a whirl. That's root beer, all right. It's got a bite. Almost reminds me of a Barks, like a slightly mellower version, though. I kind of want to see what they're using for sugar in this. Carbonated water, glucose syrup, something I can't pronounce. I'm assuming the glucose syrup is pretty much the same thing as high fructose corn syrup. I'd have to look it up to be sure, but after I find out that information, I'll put it up here. See that? Disco. I'm going to give it one more sip, see what I think about it. It's something weird going on. Nah, that's a fine root beer. I suppose I just didn't let that first sip sink in or something, because that's really good. I mean, it's not the best root beer I've ever had. If I had to think of the best root beer I ever had, what's the best root beer you ever had? Do you love root beer? What's your favorite soda? Do you drink soda? Let me know in the comments below. Probably the A&W root beer stand. When I was a kid, it's tied to memory. That's why it's so important to me, I think. My uncle, after my dad died when I was 7, I know, I'm not trying to make this depressing. It's a long time ago. It's 41 years ago. I think I'm over it. Or am I? We used to go fishing on Saturday mornings. There was this bridge. I wish I could put my mind on the screen so you could see. If I can find a picture, I'll put it on the screen. But we would go fishing in the morning, and then we would hit the root beer stand on the way home. And the root beer stand had all kinds of diner food. It was one of the places that they still had roller skaters, I think, that would come out and bring your food. Actually, there's probably still places now, but it was more of a hangover from the 50s and the 60s at that time. It was still kind of lingering there, but they would bring out your food to your car, or if you sat there, they'd bring you your food and you'd eat. But they made their own root beer, and you could buy it in gallon jugs, and this is reminding me a little bit of that flavor, but not enough to bring back, full circle and be like, this is the greatest root beer of all time. It is good, and I'm going to give it an 8.5. If you find it, it's usually I think it's like $5 for 4 of them, which actually isn't too bad. I would say if you find a deal like I did, it was on clearance for $3.79, go for it. But if you're looking for something new and unique, it doesn't really jump out at me. It's tasty, it's delicious, it's a really good root beer, but it doesn't bring anything new to the table, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I think you know what I'm saying. Do you guys remember Hire's root beer? Hire's root beer, it puts a smile on your face. Remember that? I don't know if you guys remember that or not. That's the 80s. That's probably like early 80s. Hire's was a good root beer. A&W, obviously, in the can bottle, however you get it, is a good root beer. Box is a good root beer. It's got bite. You know what I'm saying? Got a little bit of vanilla in there. I like when they add a little vanilla in there. That makes it real special to me. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me drink some root beer this morning. And I hope you're enjoying the content I'm creating. And if you are enjoying the content I'm creating as much as I love creating the content you guys are watching, you should consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, and then hit that little bell icon because it'll let you know every time I put out a new video. Don't forget to make somebody smile today and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier and a little bit crazier together. Let's sing and dance in the sun and in the rain as one, my brothers and sisters. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when that last moment's going to come for you. However, never live in fear of that moment. Always live in love and never let your inner child die. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and take care of those around you who cannot take care of themselves, for they are the ones that need it the most. And if no one's told you today that they love you, the Vodkast loves you very much, just the way you are. All right, guys, I'm Jason Olivero. This is Vodkast. I'll catch you guys a little bit further on down the road. Take care, everyone.
Don't go to sleep with a catch it in your pocket.